I want to start the process of ripping this thing apart.
Pipes are rusted together.
Didn't have any lifting eyes.
Chopped the tops.
Thrust puddles of oil.
One of the bolts into the bell housing.
Cue the hate in the comments. It's only an old banger Ford Escort. Calm down. Hello and welcome to another video. This garage that I've got at home, where I'm currently storing Maude, my Maude Mk2 Escort, is looking a whole lot more tidy since me and my beautiful girlfriend spent some time in here yesterday. To be honest, I've never really utilised the space in this garage effectively, which meant it didn't take long at all to tidy this place up. And it means that now we have tidied it up, there's a ton of space to store things once I eventually move everything that I've got in my other garages over to this one. Now, when I do make the big move, there's going to be way more in here in terms of shelving and stuff. I'm not sure which bits of furniture are going to stay and which bits are going to be replaced by bits of furniture that I've got over at the other garage. But already, even with the little shelving that's here, you can just see so much space to store stuff. Over in this corner, we've got the engine stand set up, ready to chuck Maude's engine on when I remove it in this video. And that's actually in a space that was taken up by a huge stack of drift spare tyres, which I've now found another spot to temporarily store them in. Don't tell Cat. Now, in this video, I want to start the process of ripping this thing apart. I am literally going to be stripping it to every individual part, just because unfortunately, these things are worth so much more in bits, and if I sell each individual part that I don't need on eBay, I'm going to be able to maximise returns. But there's going to be a whole load of bits that I will be keeping as spares for my other Maude Mk2 Escort that I like to call Heidi, especially seeing as Heidi is going to be a bit of a drift toy now. So, you know, lights and things like that are likely to get broken maybe whilst drifting, I can rob off of Maude and keep as spares. But the main bits, of course, that I'm going to be robbing off Maude to fit to Heidi, at least temporarily, is her running gear. So in this video, I want to start by emptying this engine bay.
Maude was already jacked up on the passenger side because the first thing I wanted to remove was her exhaust system, which can be a bit of a nightmare when the pipes are rusted together. I grabbed some 91 in 1 lubricant from my friends at Kent Europe, which helped massively to separate the pieces of exhaust. Then it was just a case of pulling them out from under the car.
Magic.
After performing the disappearing hand trick, I disconnected the battery and removed Maude's starter motor. Then I drained her radiator, disconnected a load of electrical connectors, removed her radiator, and then disconnected and removed anything else that I thought I needed to get out of the way, including her strut brace. Off came her windscreen washer bottle next, followed by her exhaust manifold. In the boot, I poked the rubber hose coming from the fuel pressure regulator through the hole in the boot floor, which did have a grommet in it, and below that hole I had my metal jerry can. With the battery reconnected and the fuel pump turned on, the tank was then draining. Inside Maude's cockpit, I put my drill under the clutch pedal to take tension off of the clutch cable so that I could loosen and remove that. With the fuel tank empty, I could turn off the pump, and I had a few litres of fuel that I could use in my generator. At this point, I was nearly ready to pull the lump out, but I didn't have any lifting eyes, so I used a bolt and a manifold stud instead. I put the jack under Maude's gearbox and then started undoing the engine mounts, and I don't need to remove the nut fully because I chopped the tops off of the crossmember. Next, I removed all but one of the bell housing bolts. Then it was time to hook up the hoist and take up the slack. I removed the final bell housing bolt, then removed the passenger side crossmember bolts, but loosened the driver's side ones. Then with the anti-roll bar unbolted and lowered down, I could lower the crossmember enough to give the engine enough clearance to pull out of the bay. I got the lump on a trolley, got Maude's anti-roll bar and crossmember bolted back on, got the gearbox tied up to the strut brace bracket, and then cracked on with removing the catch can and its bracket, and then next on the agenda was the brake master cylinder, which hangs on 2 of the pedal box studs. I went inside the cockpit, disconnect all the cables and stuff from the pedal box, then back in the engine bay I could disconnect the brake pipes from the master cylinder before unbolting it from the bulkhead. There were 2 more bolts holding the pedal box inside, and once they were removed, the pedal box was free. Or so I thought. I actually had to remove the throttle cable from the throttle pedal first, and then I could pull the pedal box out.
Alright, so I eventually got somewhere with this job, and Maude's engine bay is looking nice and empty. And now we can get a good look at how solid or not she is. Now I know she's more solid than some out there. Chassis legs and stuff, you know, haven't got any holes in, although this side has got quite a lot of surface rust. But whether this car lives to tell another story is going to be down to whoever purchases the shell once I'm finished stripping it. I did have a bit more hassle than I have in the past removing this engine, just because when I undone one side of the cross member to lower it down, initially I forgot to undo the anti-roll bar, which enables that to go down, which then enables the cross member to go down that little bit more, and then it means that the sump can clear this area of the cross member to get out. But we've got the engine out, so mission accomplished. Definitely a lot of oil, or could that just be grease in the bell housing? I have in the past wrongly put grease on these bearings, so yeah, maybe that's what's going on there. But yeah, Maude's engine bay is now empty. Now, with regards to the engine, I haven't had a proper look at it yet, to be honest. I'll leave it in the corner of the garage and have a look at it another day and decide what, if anything, I'm going to do to this before I actually throw it into the other Mark II. But there's definitely no major oil leaks or anything. There's, you know, sort of dirt and stuff, but none of this seems like puddles of oil. It's more just grime. So I might actually get away with not changing any of the gaskets on this before I chuck it into Heidi, which would be ideal. Now, I was planning to put this on the engine stand using this bracket on the side of the block, but yeah, this is for a Pinto and a crossflow engine. This isn't for a Z-Tech or an ST170, so yeah, that idea wasn't possible. And for me to put it on this bracket for the stand, I'd have to remove the flywheel, and I might not need to remove the flywheel. So yeah, it will stay on a trolley in the corner of the garage for now, and that's absolutely fine. And then on this shelving unit, we've got all the bits that I removed. These need to be put into a basket or a crate, and I've got a couple of those in my garden, but for now they can stay on the shelves. Got the pedal box over here and the brake master cylinder over here. Now, with the pedal box, I was actually going to restore this and then sell it. You know, get all the clips and springs and stuff zinc plated and paint up the pedals and the box itself, just like I did with Heidi's pedal box. But I think I'm actually going to use this pedal box on Heidi, because I forgot that this has the Group 4 pedal on it and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to strip this, I'm going to restore it, repaint the pedals, zinc plate this pedal, zinc plate all the clips and stuff, and put it back together so it's looking absolutely mint. And then this one will go into Heidi, and that means that I can sell the restored one that is currently fitted to Heidi. Into a new day, and I'm round at my other garage where the weather is pretty grim and it doesn't look like it's going to get better today. The main task for today was to get Esther, my Mk1 Escort, ready to drive her to her temporary home either tomorrow or the next day, but I think I'm going to have to push that trip back another week because I'm just so busy over the next few days. But I do want to put her new starter motor on today and just confirm that she's drivable, ready for that trip. And I've got her brand new starter motor in the boot of Lenny, my beautiful girlfriend Kat's Focus. But I didn't want to come round here just to fit a starter motor, so I've actually got a part that I removed yesterday from Maude, which I actually restored yesterday night in the dark in my shed. So I'll show you that in a little while. But while I'm sitting
in the warm climate of Lenny's cockpit, I want to let you guys know that my company Petrolhead Style has now released our brand new collection of clothing and other cool products with artwork inspired by the legendary Mk3 Fiesta RS Turbo. As usual, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, a load of kids and baby clothes as well, featuring the new artwork, as well as 7 different styles of mugs, and we've got stickers and magnets. The artwork came out amazing. All the products are super high quality as usual, and you can check out the new collection now at petrolheadstyle.com. If you were already signed up to the mailing list at Petrolhead Style, do go and check your email inbox before you head over to the website to get your exclusive discount code that you can use to save money on all the products in the new collection.
It was time to fit Esther's brand new starter motor, and I decided to do it inside the garage to save me getting soaked by the rain. I squeezed under the car and got the starter motor in position, and then accidentally dropped one of the bolts into the bell housing. So off came the starter again, and luckily I was able to fish the bolt out with a magnet. Then, second time lucky, I got the starter motor fitted, hooked the battery up and fired Esther into life for the first time in quite a while. Alright, so Esther's now back up and running, but she's not running very well, it has to be said. Definitely heard a weird noise coming from down there, which I'm assuming is the water pump, because I discovered a leak coming from that water pump, so maybe that's all dry and making a noise. There was a ton of smoke coming out of the exhaust. I remember when I put this away at the end of last year, it failed to start because the battery went dead, so the cylinders would have got filled with fuel at that point, and yeah, I'm sure these plugs are all suited up. But I've got brand new plugs that I can chuck in before I take this to its temporary new home, which, as I say, I might have to put off for another week again. But yeah, I was tempted to take Esther for a quick rip around the block to see if I could clear out the cylinders or clean up the plugs. But yeah, I want to crack on with messing about with Heidi before I get out of here today. Alright, so Heidi's looking just how she did the last time you saw her on the channel. One thing I did notice today though is this wiring loom was all tangled around the steering column. I had it sort of going round the crossmember here and then hanging over here, but over time where I've been turning the steering to park the car, yeah, it got ravelled around there quite tight. So yeah, I hope I haven't damaged the loom. We'll find out if we get any electrical issues later on. Yeah, now I've decided that I'm definitely not going to be repainting this engine bay, you know, from here down. I'm only going to bother doing the tops with this thing set to be a bit of a drift toy. Nothing has to be perfect, and I already did touch up the beige areas down here where I did the gussets and stuff. Still need to beige these areas from where I put the radiator cutout in, but yeah, I'll be able to do that even if the engine was fitted. It's just a case of removing the radiator. So yeah, anything from sort of here down, I can now start bolting things in. And today I'm going to make a start on just that, because over here I've got the very same brake master cylinder and reservoir that I removed from Maude yesterday, and as you can see, it's been spruced up. This was looking a right state when I removed it from Maude yesterday. That master cylinder has been hit with a wire brush on a drill. I then cleaned it up and gave it a coat of etch primer, followed by some wheel silver from my friends at Kent Europe, and gave the reservoir and the cap a bit of a clean with brake cleaner as well. And yeah, that is looking absolutely mint. Once I'd got the master cylinder bolted to Heidi's bulkhead, it was time to turn my attention to her brake pipes. I decided to alter her old brake pipes to suit the new master cylinder position. Each pipe was going to need to be cut shorter and have one end re-flared, but this would be way easier than starting from scratch, and it means I'm not wasting the brake pipes that I made before, which actually never had any fluid put through them. This is the front passenger side brake pipe finished. I then repeated the process for the rear brake line and the driver's side front brake line. And there it is, Maude's restored master cylinder fitted to Heidi and plumbed up with the brake lines. All right, mission accomplished. Definitely took way longer than I was expecting. Might have something to do with the fact that I can hardly feel my fingers. It's so cold. But there it is. Maude's restored master cylinder, sitting pretty in Heidi's bay, and all the brake pipes are now made up for it. Cue the hate in the comments telling me that this isn't neat enough and it should be dead straight and perfect. It's only an old banger Ford Escort. Calm down. And by the time the ST170 lump is in here with the bike carbs coming up like this, you're not going to see it anyway. And yeah, I think it's more than neat enough. So that concludes a semi-productive few days, although you could say destructive in the case of ripping Maude apart. But I live a very busy life. There's loads of stuff going on at the moment behind the scenes, and I'm just happy that I've made some progress on all 3 Escorts in the last few days. Really happy to have Esther ready to take to her temporary new home, although I think I'm going to put that off for another week. And yeah, we've started ripping Maude apart, and we've even transferred one of Maude's parts over to Heidi. And yeah, I'm just going to keep chipping away with what I need to do on the cars as well as everything else that's going on, and I hope you guys are going to continue to tune into the videos to follow what is going on in my life. Tomorrow I'm actually going to a really cool event which is going to involve checking out some really cool old school Fords being driven in anger, and that will probably be the next video. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Check the links in the description to follow me elsewhere on social media. My email address is down there for anyone who wants to contact me. Huge thanks to my patrons, as always, for your ongoing support. Don't forget to check out the new Mk3 Fiesta RS Turbo collection at petrolheadstyle.com. A link to that website will be in the description as usual. But other than that, until next time, thanks for watching.